Here are some examples from section B.4 where we're using the law of detachment and the law of syllogism. Let's see if we can make some conclusions here in the first set. If a student gets an A on a final exam, they will pass the course. Felicia got an A on the history final. So what conclusion can I make? Well, this is the law of detachment. Felicia getting an A on the history final sort of activates the hypothesis of the stop statement, and that means Felicia will pass the course. So I'm going to write Felicia will pass, and the course is history, because she got an A on the final. If two angles are adjacent, then they share a common vertex. Angle 1 and angle 2 share a common vertex. I know some students would then say they're adjacent, but remember, this statement has to activate the hypothesis, and it doesn't. This has to do with the conclusion, so no conclusion can be made on this one. You have to have something that talks about the adjacency of the angles. So that's the thing about the law of detachment. Okay, make a conclusion here. If a figure is a square, then the figure is a rectangle. And if a figure is a rectangle, then the figure has four sides. So here, this is an example of the law of syllogism, the chain rule. We have the conclusion of one statement is the same as the hypothesis of the next statement. So we sort of can chain those together, link them together, and we can say if a figure is a square, then we can jump all the way down to this conclusion. Then it has four sides. So there, because the rectangle is at the conclusion and the hypothesis of the second statement, we can simply say if a figure is a square, then it has four sides. That would be my statement. If you do gymnastics, then you are flexible. If you do ballet, then you are flexible. I can't make a conclusion here because the conclusion of one statement is not the hypothesis of the next statement. The two conclusions are the same. That's not the same thing. So no conclusion can be made here at all. All right? Now, we're going to kind of marry the two laws together in this last example. If you live in Accra, then you live in Ghana. If you live in Ghana, then you live in Africa. Isa lives in Accra. Okay, so we're kind of doing two laws at the same time. If you look at the first two statements, that's the law of syllogism, because we have the conclusion is the same as the hypothesis of the second statement. So I can chain those together. And then I've got a statement that sort of activates that hypothesis. Isa lives in Accra. So therefore, Isa lives in Ghana and lives in Africa. So we can make this conclusion, Isa lives in Africa. And that's the concluding statement for that example.